There, Alpine. Hey, I'm still waiting on. Hey there, Alpine Church. This is Jeff. I am here wanting to share today. Hey there, Alpine Church. All right, there we go. Fourth time's a charm. This is Jeff from Alpine Church Riverdale. I wanted to share today's daily topic video with you today from the book of Hebrews, chapter 12. This is one of my favorite passages. This is a go-to for me, and it's all about how to run the race and to win the race of faith. So let's just go ahead and dive right in. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1, it says this: Therefore, since we also have such a large cloud of witnesses surrounding us, let us lay aside every weight and the sin that so easily ensnares us. The word phrase there of large crowd of witnesses, it is to remind us of the people that are kind of the heroes of our faith. In fact, that's what Hebrews chapter 11 is. Hebrews 11 is the hall of fame of faith of the Hebrew people. These are their countrymen. These are their relatives that God did something miraculous and big and beautiful because not of their strength, but because of their reliance on God. And so it's Abraham, it's David, it's Samson, it's all these people that they could look back to and reflect upon. And that gives us encouragement. It inspires us. So here's my question for you today. I'm going to give you 3 key words to ask yourself today in order to help kind of keep you focused in running the race and winning the race of faith. The first word is remember. And maybe it is a biblical character, or perhaps it's somebody in your life, a loved one, a relative, grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, best friend in school, whatever it may be, or a coworker. Who are the heroes of faith in your life? Who are the people that they kind of help fill up your spiritual energy tank? They're the ones that recharge you. And again, when you think about it, you always see runners running together. We see runners running in packs. You can always do more with others than you can on your own flying solo. So who are those people that can help you in your pursuit of God whenever you remember them? Who's your large cloud of witnesses? So number 1 is remember. Number 2 is going to be the word remove. And we just kind of read that at the latter part of verse 1. It says, lay aside every weight and the sin that so easily ensnares us. Let's just be frank. The devil knows your weak spot. He knows your Achilles heel, and he's going to stick that little temptation out there. He's going to put that stumbling block, whatever it is, because the last thing he wants you to do is to wholeheartedly pursue after Jesus. And so he's gonna have all these things that he's going to use to tempt you, to ensnare you, as it says. You can't run if you're caught in a snare. You can't pursue and follow after Jesus if your foot is in a trap. And so we got to lay aside the weights. You never see runners running with trench coats on. You never see them running carrying luggage. It's not like someone going through the airport. You got to strip off, to lay aside, to get rid of any of those things that, if we could kind of do a scale, if God is here, what's the lesser thing that you're running to that is the source for your hope, for your comfort, for your help? And the question that I have for you is, 1, why are we using these lesser things to bring those? And why are we allowing them to keep us from our pursuit? So let's begin with this. Let's begin with confession. Confession is not necessarily about God needing to know, because let's be honest, he already knows. Confession is about me opening up my heart and being authentic and honest with a God who already loves my heart, as pitiful as it is sometimes. It's about me being transparent and just loving God and thanking him that he loves me despite those weights and those sins that so easily ensnare us. That should give us freedom. So again, let's lay aside the weight. Let's remove them. Let's remove the sin. Allow God to come and fill us, not by my strength, not by my might, but by your Spirit, so that we can therefore, the last part of verse 1 says, let us run with endurance the race that lies before us. There's 2 words, endurance and race. Endure is where we actually get the word for agonize. It's agon in the Greek. We get agony, agonizing, and we are in a season, we are in a time, man, it's tough. COVID-19 is turning it's hitting families hard. Maybe you're in a family where somebody's lost their job. Maybe somebody's gotten sick from it. Perhaps it's you're in a situation where you're a mom or a dad and now you're a homeschooling parent and it has been agonizing. That's our house. It's tough at our house. Let's run the race with endurance. We know it's going to be hard, but we have these great tools to help us, remembering those who've gone before us, but also removing the excess, removing those things that are holding us back and getting rid of the sin that is distracting us. And so here's the answer. What is it that I need to make sure that I do? When we find it in verse 2, it is to keep our eyes on Jesus. The next part says, the source and perfecter of our faith. The way I remembered it when I was younger was the author and perfecter of our faith. He's the one that endured it. He endured the cross. He went through his own agonizing difficulty. So Jesus can relate to how hard it is at times to go through this thing of life. But what he did is he kept his eyes focused on the cross. The agonizing difficulty of it, it says this at the latter part of verse 2, who for the joy that lay before him, for him it was joy. Yes, it was extremely painful. It was agonizing. For the joy that lay before him, endured the cross. He endured, and he's asking us to endure, that you have to pick up your own cross to follow and to pursue after Jesus. But he can look you in the eye and say, I know exactly what it's like of what you're going through. It's hard. It's not easy. Will you endure? And the way that we do that is keeping focused. We first had the word remember. The second was remove. Word number 3 is refocus, that we keep our eyes focused on Jesus. And the hard thing about it is we live in this coronavirus culture now where we don't have Sunday morning worship. We don't have kids' church. Some of us, our small groups are a little kind of wonky a little bit. Our mentoring relationships they're virtual now. We don't have those things the same that they used to be. We're watching Sunday morning service, which I think our services are awesome online, but it's just not the same whenever I don't get that hug or that high five from a little kid or whatever person at church that I get to sit near. It's just not the same. But what we do have is the greatest thing is the Word of God. Psalm 119, I think it's verses 9 and 11 say, how may a young man keep his way pure? I have hidden your word in my heart so that I may not sin against thee. We have the Word of God. So I want to issue a challenge as we finish this off, that we would remember those who have successfully went through this thing called life before us, and they lived victoriously. Who are those that we can remember? 2, what is it that you need to confess and remove from your life, from your habits, whatever it may be? But then 3, to refocus and to make a firm commitment in the Word of God. So I just want to invite men. Who are your band of brothers? Who are the guys that you can go to help you in your pursuit of God? Have some kind of YouVersion Bible study. Hey, do the pursuits on Pursue God Together. Maybe that's exactly what Riverdale Men's Group needs to do, that we would do the pursuit together. Have some kind of Bible reading plan. Maybe you've never read through the New Testament or the whole Bible, or maybe it's just a book of the Bible. Come up with a plan, come up with a goal, share it with others so that you can have others with you pursuing Christ together. Again, those 3 R's: remember, remove, and refocus. And I just want to say thank you. I love being a part of a church family that is so passionate about pursuing after God individually, but also together. Hey, love you guys. Thank you. Have a great week. And I hope that we get to see you in our Good Friday service and also on Easter Sunday. Thanks. God bless.